Hi, this is Challen with your FTW message. Today I want to talk about friends and your kids growing up and their friends. Now, this whole dynamic with children growing up in school and interacting with their friends, they have so much to learn when they're just in the day-to-day communication with their friends. And when in the beginning, when your kids are in early elementary school, they may run into friends that may say things that make them feel uncomfortable or maybe insulting, or somehow it really chafes them really bad, and they might come home from school and say, so and so, my friend said this, and your kids feel a little bit troubled. And those are great opportunities to sit down with your son or daughter and just to talk things over and just help them sort out their feelings. Probably, their friends are not intending to hurt their feelings, and they just, kids say things, adults say things that are really insensitive, and they just don't realize how much it can hurt your child's feelings. So it's a great opportunity to just sit down with your kid and talk with them, and explain, and always, most likely you're. Don't automatically. I wouldn't necessarily automatically jump on the bandwagon where your child's friend is like prejudiced, or has some evil habit or something, or has just a fatal attitude about something. Kids just have sometimes look at things in a black and white manner, and they are just practicing expressing themselves. Yeah, as kids get older, I think it gets interesting too. At least you could start more rationalizing things on an adult level. And what I remember about middle school and high school, especially, you start running into kids that get a little bit more abusive in their language. They have a little bit more attitude about certain things that, even though they may not intend to be insulting, can be easily insulting if you take it out of context. But I find that what's important, depends what the personality type of your child is. Something that can be useful is the way to come back to your friends, just to keep them honest. Because a lot of times your friends will say something that's either discriminating, prejudicial, like they're making blanket statements about different races, or making comments about your family life, or what you did on vacation, and how it may not sort of fall into their idea of what a good vacation is, and be insulting. And these are just a couple of examples, right? And of course, things that are no grounds for any real criticism. But sometimes your kids will get a strange feeling, as most people would, when someone says something insulting and you don't know it's an insult. And the person saying it may not think it's an insult either. So when your kid's old enough to understand that being friends is really sharpening each other and improving each other, having all these opportunities in the social environment to help each other grow up. And so I thought of a cool thing. I thought of a simple thing that your kid can say in response to something that they sense is insulting, even though their friend may not intended to be insulting. You might think it's funny, or it just could be a sort of a subconscious attitude about people. So one thing you could say is, say your friend says something insulting, you could say, well, you got a problem with that? Just kind of a simple question, right? You have a problem with that? Or you could say, is that a problem with you? Actually, that's what I like is, you have a problem with that? That sounds a little bit better. The little bit more confrontational way of saying that is, do you have a problem? But you wouldn't want to say that. That's too confrontational. You say, do you have a problem with that? Do you have a problem with that? So you're not really attacking the person directly. You're just giving them that opportunity. The way I like to look at it is, you're giving your friend an opportunity to think about what he said and to see if it's actually a problem with him or not. And sometimes kids just need to step back, and once they have an opportunity to think about what they're saying, they might think better of it the next time. And that's just a tip. I think because when I grew up, I remember not being able to respond a lot. No one taught me simple things I could say to keep people from insulting me and getting away with it. I mean, even friends who just were naturally insulting, right? After a while, that kind of garbage wears down on you, and it doesn't do your self-esteem any good. But if you have a simple way of responding back, and then the response will tell you more about that person. Are they going to keep on driving their bad message into the ground? Well, that tells you something about them as a friend, and it gives them an opportunity to learn and to grow up. If they say, well, yeah, I guess I didn't really mean to say that, they might say something like that. So this is Challen with your long FTW message, and I'll see you on the next video.